Welcome to the checkout process of getting your own Downline magnet website set up. The first thing we're going to talk about is your domain name. And the first question you need to ask is, do you already own your own domain? If you've gone to a registrar such as GoDaddy or Network Solutions and actually purchased your own domain name, then yes, you indeed own your own domain. If not, you can do that and search for available domains and pick one that best fits you and your brand right through this Downline magnet registration system. And all the settings will be automatically pointed to your new site. If not, we'll have to go through a little bit more steps in the process to make sure your existing domain points to your website. So if you already have a domain, the answer is yes to that question. Use option 2. I already own a domain. But if not, then choose option 1. And we're going to go through that setup process now of registering a domain. And the two areas we're going to cover when registering a new domain name is, first off, what is compliant? We really want to stay on the good side of Isagenix and compliance and make sure your domain name is good to go with the company. And second, what makes a good domain name? How do you go out and pick one? What's going to be the best one for you and your business in the future? You can change these down the road, but it's really advised to get a good one starting off so you can really build your brand for a long time and always have that same thing, not worry about broken links or anything like that. So starting off on the compliant topic, the main thing you need to focus on for a compliant material in your domain name is making sure you don't use trademarked material. The name Isagenix is a trademark of Isagenix company, and you cannot use Isagenix, the prefix Isa, or the suffix genix on what you do. Technically, the prefix and the suffix aren't technically illegal to use or against the policies and procedures, but it's really frowned upon in case they want to use those for future marketing stuff. Because right now they use Isa, the prefix, quite a bit, in Isoline or the Isa Shakes and everything like that. So you also want to be very wary of misspellings also that appear to be similar to the spelling of Isagenix. So if you think you're clever and going to want to get around that by just using misspelling, our baseline advice is just stay away. Don't do anything close to this because, again, your business is at jeopardy here. And if you want to make sure that it's compliant, because you can get in trouble and you can get Isagenix in a lot of trouble just from where they're policed by the government. So next step in the question is, if you're not going to use trademarked material, what makes a good domain name? And we need out 4 points here that we think really make a great domain name. First off is memorable, easy to spell, personalized, and a .com ending. The memorable means to be something that you can tell people on a day-to-day basis on where to go. If you meet them in a coffee shop or at the grocery store and say, hey, go check out my website, you need to have something that they'll easily remember and be able to type in when they get home. It needs to be easy to spell for that same reason. If you want to use your first and last name, but your last name is really complicated and hard to spell, nobody's going to be able to go there. So you want to figure out a way to make it very easy to spell in that. It needs to be personalized. This is the best way to get domain names that are available also. If you personalize it with your first name, like healthy with your first name or something like that, it's a great way to go. And it should also be a .com ending too. There's tons of domain names available. And we do allow you to register others, such as .nets, .orgs, .mes, but for the most part, people still search for .coms. People still will type in .com when they go to your address. So it's a good idea to find a .com ending that really works for you. What are some good examples of domains? Well, we've chosen a couple here that we think are great domain names for Isagenix-specific websites. HealthyWithBetsy.com, JamieFitness.com, LoseWeightFeelGreat.com. Those are all very easy to remember and say domain names that you can tell somebody in day-to-day life, or somebody else can tell their friend as an easy place to go to learn more about this Isagenix product. So now go out and get started. Continue with this registration process. If you don't have a domain name already, start searching for them. You can fill in your domain name and what your desired suffix needs to be, and we'll actually go do a search and see if that domain name is registered or not. If it's not, you can easily continue with the checkout process right there to get your domain name purchased and your website launched.